into the RP Lumber Center. The Bulldogs are on the ice, getting ready for a matchup with the Granite City Warriors. These teams have played already this season. I forget the score of that game, but I do know Highland won the game. Highland will have Evan Drennan in net tonight as Lucas Fry is unavailable, I believe. He's certainly not here. So they will turn to Evan. Evan, maybe a 2 or 3 year starter for the JV team, so he knows what he's up against. Highland wearing their home whites with the Bulldog on the chest. You know, the Warriors really, I think, have well, they stole the Chicago Blackhawks logo. Let's just call it what it is. It is the Chicago Blackhawks logo. But they only have it on their sleeve, or kind of on the shoulder. The front of the jersey just says Warriors. It's a nice jersey, but yeah, I would incorporate the Indian more. I like the Highland whites with the Bulldog across the chest. Pretty scary situation in Granite City yesterday with a police officer being shot. I was talking to one of the Granite City parents who we know through Twin Bridges. They said that happened 2 blocks from their house. They were kind of on lockdown, so thankfully nobody else was hurt. I believe the officer is going to make a full recovery. Going to sound here for the warm-up, so we'll gather up the pucks out of the net. Luckily, we've successfully shot many of them into the net to warm up, so it's easier when the goalie has abandoned his crease. So as soon as they get everything in ship shape here, we'll start the game. I think the Bulldogs are 5-4 on the season. Don't quote me on that, but 3 of their losses are to probably the 2 best teams in the league. So really, actually a pretty good start. Pretty hard schedule early on for the Bulldogs. So having a winning record is pretty good. Last time we saw Evan Drennan play for the JV team, well, we won't talk about that too much, but it ended with him being injured as a Edwardsville player was laying on him. He fell down or knocked down into him, but hopefully nothing like that happens tonight. Looks like Granite City has sent their starting line out to the ice. Bulldogs are just now doing the same. They have only 4 players on the ice, so I don't think we'll start the game shorthanded. Okay, here comes Maddox Hazelhorse. So we got Hazelhorse, Abendroth, Hoyt, Schmidt, and Hicks. Highland wins the face-off, but it goes all the way back into their own zone. Schmidt tries to bring it out, can't get it out, and Hoyt is gonna. Hoyt chipped it out of the zone, but it went into the Highland bench. And there was some, I don't know the rule on that. They're bringing the face-off back to Highland zone. Maybe Hoyt was still in the zone when he hit it. They're going to center here. Kind of dangerous chance, but the Warrior player couldn't get a shot off. Abendroth takes a big hit, hits it up to Hoyt. Hoyt skating in, 2-on-1, cross-ice pass. Hayes the Horse can't get much on it, he got it on net. Hoyt circling, takes a shot, saved by the Granite City goaltender. I think Highland's going to change here. Jack Abendroth just got lit up there as they were leaving the zone, but got the puck up to Tyson as he was being hit, and it led to a pretty good scoring chance. Although Hayes the Horse got the pass from Hoyt on the 2-on-1 and couldn't get much on the shot, so it was on net, but it was kind of a harmless shot. The Highland defense actually stayed on the ice there, so we still have Hicks and Schmidt, but now we have Ammon, Oren, and Weiss. Are the forwards. Weiss has it in his skates, gets it to his stick, shoots it wide. Oren trying to wrap around there, had some room on the far post, but the goalie recovered in time. Defenseman kind of got over there and helped as well. Oren tries to center to Weiss, it's broken up, dumped down by Granite City. Gavin Schmidt chasing, and this is going to go on goal, so Evan Brennan has to play it. Might have been icing otherwise, if it made it. Schmidt skating in now. Schmidt stick handling, loses the puck. Bogacki out there now with Rinko. Rinko tries to play it in, doesn't get it in deep. And Gavin Schmidt finally going for a change. Ravik's out there. Gus Coley comes in on defense. Hoyt back out there with Rinko and Bogacki. They turn it over at the blue line. Granite City skating in, shoots one onto gloved by Drennan, and he plays it to his defenseman. Evan Drennan does not like to hold the puck for a face-off. He will try to play it when he can. Which, you know, if face-off's kind of a 50-50 puck, so if you can get it to a teammate, that really is better than taking a face-off. So Tyson Hoyt throws one behind the Granite City goal and then heads for a line change. Hayes the Horse on now. Fisher's out there for the first time. Hayes the Horse, Fisher, and Weiss, your forwards. Ravik and Tolley still on defense. The puck's mishandled by the Granite City goalie, but they recover. And a nice pass up the middle of the ice for Granite, but Deacon breaks up the play. Puck to Schmidt. Schmidt kind of fans on it. Hayes the Horse is going to get it out of the zone now. That was Fisher. Fisher's in front of the net. Looks for a pass. He gets it. Shot. Good. Dangerous chance by Fisher. That was a good shot. He got a pass from the boards and nearly scored a goal. I believe that would have been his first as a Bulldog, and that was a good effort at it. Cruz Wernley out there now for the first time. He's with Cooper Hicks on defense. Tanner Prine, Tyson Hoyt, and Jackson Orn, the other forwards. They win it back to Wernley, but it goes between his legs and out of the zone. Nice play by Wernley to recover. Gets it up to Oren. Oren's going to carry it in the zone. Tries to get it to Hoyt. Hoyt over skates it. Comes out of the zone. about 4 minutes into the game here, no score. Oren on the puck. They dump it in. Hicks controls. Hicks with it. Now he's going to get it up to Brian, who tried to get it to Hoyt. They can't get it out. Hicks surveying his options. Gets it to Oren. Oren to Hoyt. Hoyt skating in with speed. Hoyt gets around 2 Granite City defenders. Skates in. Shot. Jams away at the rebound. Comes to Wernley. Wernley centers it. Oren tries to throw one on backhand. Hoyt beat 2 Warriors so badly there that they ran into each other and they both fell down. He had, after he got around those 2 defenders, he had a chance to center the puck, took a shot instead. Looked like he might have had an open player in front. He did get a decent shot off and then got the rebound as well, so still a good scoring chance. And the referee at the blue line it's very odd. I think he just kicked a Warrior out of the faceoff circle. Usually if that happens, it's going to be the referee who's dropping the puck who's going to do that. So I don't know what that was about. Connell McGrew tries to keep it into the blue line. He can't. He battles for the puck though. McGrew lost the puck at the blue line, but then just really did a good job of getting between his man and the puck, which caused his man to lose the puck, and another Bulldog was able to come in and get it. So you do a good job of playing the body. That guy's just not going to be able to get anywhere. And usually the third guy in is going to be the one who comes out of there with the puck. Granite City with the puck in the corner now. They center, shot, they didn't get through. McGrew comes out of there with it. He gets it up to Ammon. Ammon skating in. Abendroth going to the net. Pass to him. He backhands it wide of the net. And they get it up. Granite City gets it up. Schmidt drops back. Granite City clears it, but it comes to McGrew. McGrew changing direction. Doesn't get it out, but now Gavin Schmidt does. Schmidt chasing in. He's got Hazelhorse. Forward, the rest of the forwards are going for a change here. Abendroth off. We've got Renko on. Hazelhorse on. Bogacki on. Moravik and Tolle now on D. Schmidt went for a line change after carrying the puck in. I think Hazelhorse is the only player who hasn't changed yet, unless he was. Hazelhorse has the puck now. He's got Bogacki with him. Makes a move at the blue line, dumps it in. Hazelhorse might have just been the first one out here from this shift. Tolle has it at the blue line. Couldn't play it back in because they would have been offsides. So he gets it to Aravik. Aravik up to Bogacki off his stick. Renko's going to come in and whistled offsides. Bogacki got the puck in the zone and kind of lost it. Renko came in and carried it in. I didn't think it ever left the zone, but they blew it offsides. So if it did leave the zone and Renko brought it back in, it was definitely offsides, but I didn't think it left the zone in the first place. Wernley and Hicks out there with Fisher, Hoyt, and Oren, I believe that is, on the far side. Yep, Oren's going to get to the puck. Oren makes a move, still has it. Backhander on, saved by the goalie. Hoyt directs it towards the net, but that doesn't get through. Hicks has it now in his own zone. Hicks changing direction. Hicks looking for someone to pass to. Hicks falls down, turns it over. Good play by Oren and Wernley. Oren kind of broke up the play, but the puck was just kind of trickling towards the Highland goal, and there was a Granite City player there. Wernley got down on a knee, reached out, and was able to play it into the corner. Otherwise, that could have turned into kind of a fluky scoring chance. Nice pass by Hoyt up to Oren. Oren skating in. He has Fisher. Fisher is offsides. Oren made a move at the blue line there, kind of delayed Fisher's timing as they entered the zone. Ryan, Weiss, I believe it's Ammon, Schmidt, and McGrew. Schmidt tries to catch the puck. He can't get it with the bare hand, plays it back to McGrew instead. McGrew changes direction as a couple of Warriors chasing him. Nice play there by Pavan Weiss, tipping it ahead to Mark Ammon. Ammon skates in, shoots from wide. That's a couple times we've seen a Highland player, knowing they were about to get hit, get it up to a teammate and kind of lead to a rush on the other end. Ammon turns it over behind the net, tries to center it. Bounces to Bryan, he's knocked down. Comes out to the point, McGrew plays it back in deep. When I said Ammon turned it over, what I meant is he forced a turnover. Comes to Bryan, he shoots it well wide. Ammon plays it back behind the net. Weiss on his man. Granite City clears into their own bench. They kind of ducked for cover over there. I think this could be an offensive zone face-off for the Bulldogs. It is. They're going to change. Bogacki, Hazelhorst, Abendroth, Ravik, and Holy. 2:54 left in the first, no score. They get it to Ravik. Ravik lets one rip. Abendroth was there for the rebound, but the goalie played it behind the net. Another shot wide. Both of these shots have gone behind the net. I'd like to see these get on net. A little better chance for a rebound. Ravik, I guess he kept that in. Hazelhorst, Abendroth battling along the boards. Not battling each other, thankfully. Comes around to Tolley. Tolley is going to shoot. Stick save. Highland had Bogacki and Abendroth there for the rebound, but neither one of them was able to get the puck. Came out of there pretty hot. Tolley steps up, keeps it in, plays it in deep. Hazelhorst or chase. Abendroth chases. They force him to change directions and play it around the other way. I thought he was going to be able to clear. Around the boards to Tolley. Tolley shoots and that goes in. I think that was Maddox Hazelhorst's goal. Hazelhorst was on the near post, Abendroth on the far post, and Tolley took the shot from the point, and it definitely deflected before it went in. And Hazelhorst goes through the line first as the goal scorer. Good shift there for Highland. They had some good pressure. A couple times Granite couldn't clear the puck, and it ends up in the back of their net. 1-0 Highland. Shots on goal are 8-1 according to the scoreboard. Late first period. Nice goal there by Maddox Hazelhorst in front of the net with the stick on the ice. Weiss skates in, he shoots, he scores. Highland gets 2 goals in probably 30 seconds or so. I didn't pay attention to the time on the first goal, but it didn't look like a whole lot of a play, but Weiss just skated in. Didn't look like he had a great angle, but just got it up over the goalie's shoulder. And a really nice shot. He had a man in front had there been a rebound. Highland's had some good net front presence here tonight. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Hopefully a little better camera work for these future Highland goals. Problem if I zoom in is sometimes I don't have the puck on screen. Good pressure there by Highland, covered by the Granite City goalie. 10-1, the shots for Highland. Hoyt's out there with Oren and Weiss, I believe. No penalties in this first period. Pretty clean period, not much. Could have been called a penalty. Oren with Eddie Sinners to Hoyt just behind him. Granite City skating in. 34 seconds left in the period. Hoyt, good defensive play there. They center it. Cooper Hicks is there. Granite did have a player in front. Would have been dangerous if Cooper Hicks hadn't been there to intercept the pass. Wernley picks up the puck, shoots it in deep. He's in on the forecheck as his teammates are changing. Wernley lifts the Granite City player's stick. Wernley is falling down on the puck and loses his stick. But he killed enough time there for Highland to get a line change in and kept the puck in the offensive zone. And that'll be it for the first period. Highland with 2 late goals. They lead 2-0. Patton Weiss and Maddox Hazelhorse on the goals with the goals. Give Tolley an assist on the first one. I'm not sure about the second one. Tell you, when Gus Tolley takes those shots from the point and you have bodies in front, that's a dangerous situation. You're going to get deflections, you're going to get rebounds. As long as that shot's on net, I mean, Gus might just score straight in because he's got such a hard shot, but if he doesn't score, there's going to be rebounds and deflection opportunities. And that's what Maddox Hazelhorse did, deflected that by the goalie. Evan Drennan in net tonight for Highland was not really tested in the first period, but made a few nice plays. I guess he made one save according to the scoreboard. He definitely used a stick to clear the puck a few times, breaking up a few scoring chances. So he was busy enough. Hammond's going to control off the face-off. He's out there with Hazelhorse and Rinko. Drew and Aravik on defense. Comes back to Aravik. Aravik was kind of, well, he needed to be left-handed to handle that one better. He plays it in, and it deflects into the bench, and they're going to have another face-off. I take it back. Aravik is left-handed. He needed to be right-handed. Aravik now skating in, takes a shot. Hammond centers, takes a hit. Puck deflects back to the corner. And Granite dumps it down. I believe this will be icing. It is. Jackson Oren dances out on the ice. We do not own the rights to any music being played. I've heard more official people sounding than me make that disclaimer, so I try to repeat it. I don't know why we would own the rights to any music. Hoyt, nice pass off the boards to Fisher, but just a little bit too far for him. Hoyt is everywhere. He's on the near boards, chipping that into Fisher. It comes back to neutral ice, and he's on the right far side boards, dumping it back in. Fisher now chasing the puck. Oren hits a Granite City player. I was a little worried that could be a penalty, but no call. They dump it down. It must have been deflected. The ref was signaling no icing. Schmidt, little spin move, gets it up to Oren, who gets it to Fisher, who plays it back towards Oren, and Oren's going to get a penalty, knocking down Cam Schreiber of the Granite City Warriors. Schreiber is a 7th or 8th grader for Granite City. He's got a very good shot, so we'll have to watch out for him in a couple years. Oren will have a minute and a half to reflect on that play. Bogacki battling for the puck. Weiss there too. They shoot one around the boards. Rebick in traffic. He's going to shoot it down the ice. Puck bounces a little bit. Bogacki chases. That would have been icing last year. Thankfully it's not this year. Half a minute gone in the Oren penalty. They dump it in. Brennan briefly thought about leaving his net until he wanted to, but Cooper Hicks was the next closest man to the puck, so he let Cooper play it. I think that was Weiss ended up dumping that down the ice, and Highland is in a change. At least the forwards changed. Well, one of the forwards changed. Mark Ammon's out there now. Weiss now heads to the bench. Hazahorse on. Ammon, Hazahorse. Nice play by Hazahorse, intercepting a pass. He's going to take a shot off the goalie's pad, comes back out to Hicks. Hicks loses it. They clear it to center ice, but Rebick is there. Rebick's going to dump it back in. 10 seconds left in the penalty. Good kill by the Bulldogs. I think Rebick and Hicks have been out here for the whole kill, and they've done a good job. Oren can't be on the kill by rule because he was in the penalty box. And they dump it down, no icing. The penalty is over. So we have Ammon, Ryan, and Hazahorse. They clear it towards Hicks. He keeps it in, chases it into the corner. Gets sort of around his man, but Granite City recovers and dumps it down. That should be icing, they call it. Bruce Wernley over the boards with Gavin Schmidt in the new defensive pairing. Rinko, Abendroth, and Hoyt. Rinko's been impressive this year, going to the net, got a few goals. He's also, for one of the smallest kids on the team, he's very willing to, battle for the puck along the boards. So sometimes these younger players don't want to do that. They're kind of understandably scared of getting hit by these kids that are twice their size, but Rinko will do it anyway. Rinko gets it up to Hoyt. Hoyt skating in. Centers it to Abendroth. Shot. And that's saved by the Granite City goalie. Pretty nice play there by Tyson Hoyt. Kind of waiting until he had the angle. Slid it across the crease to Abendroth. They got a pretty good shot on goal, but the goalie swallowed it up. Still an offensive zone face-off for the Bulldogs. Hoyt wins it, got it back to Wernley. Wernley let one rip, it went just wide. Schmidt steps up, keeps this in, shot on, and that's held for another face-off. Highland is going to send Ravik and McGrew onto the ice, keeping the same forwards out there. (13-1), the shots on the scoreboard. Highland leads 2-0. McGrew gets this puck, shoots it on, that got through, stick saved by the Granite City goalie. Hoyt lost the puck, but Granite tried to clear and shot it into the Highland bench. Highland will change. McGrew and Ravik staying out there, but Orr and Bogaki Weiss on. Highland's pretty much controlled this game. They only lead 2-0 though, 2 goals late in the first. Bogaki gets it back to Ravik. Ravik lets one fly, rebound. Weiss backhands it. I believe that got on that too. Granite City's goalie, I'm not sure who their goalie is, but he's played well tonight. I would say he really didn't have much of a chance on either of the goals. Maybe on Weiss's goal, but it was such a good shot that you can't really blame the goalie. They center it, and I believe we have a penalty on Granite City here. They are sending a Granite City player to the box. Everybody's still in the Highland zone, but it should be an offensive zone faceoff. And now they make their way down. 16-1 now, the shots. I didn't really see the penalty. I think they signaled interference, which would kind of make sense. Bogaki with it off the faceoff, shoots it off of somebody. Didn't make it on net. Weiss won the faceoff to Bogaki. Took a quick shot. Highland banging away in front on another Tolley shot. Oren was there. Oren's still there. Oren centers it. Bogaki got a shot off. Another shot on goal. Oren that time. Highland with probably 4 shots there in that sequence, and I think all made it on goal. Evan Drennan figured he'd do something. He came out, plays the puck. Tolley with it. Tolley skating through traffic. And he falls down. But Patton Weiss there. Bogaki can't keep it in. I think it might have hit Bogaki on the way out of the zone, so no icing. Highland will change. Hazelhorse on. Hoyt on. Ammon's out there. Hazelhorse skating it in. He's got Schmidt with him. Hoyt covers the point. Get it to Schmidt. Schmidt shot. Couldn't tell if that went off the far boards. I couldn't tell if it hit the goalie first or not. Schmidt centers to Hoyt. Hoyt shot. Another save by the Granite City goalie. The Granite City goalie has really kept them in this game. Something with an H. Can't read his last name. Highland out shooting Granite 23-1. They win it back to Ravik. Ravik, a left-handed shot, doesn't get through. Hoyt dumps it in. Ammon battles. Hoyt hits his man along the boards. Granite chips it out, one-on-one with McGrew. McGrew gets a stick in there. Granite City player falls down and shovels it to the corner. No, I don't think McGrew had anything to do with him falling down there. I think it was just, if anything, it was a good play by McGrew. Kind of got a stick on the puck, and the kid got off balance. Shot by Hoyt, and I think Maddox Hazelhorse is the second goal of the game. Hoyt took a shot at Mark Ammon, might have got a piece of that, and it was loose there for a minute, and Hazelhorse banged it in. Ammon was on the near post. Hazelhorse was on the far post, and it somehow found its way to the far post, which is where Maddox Hazelhorse was, and he basically had an empty net. Brian Abendroth, Weiss, Schmidt, and Worley. Tanner comes out of there with it. He's going to get it ahead to Worley. Haddon skating in. Worley throws it on net. The goalie uses his stick to knock it away. Abendroth in a board battle behind the net. They get it back to Abendroth. He loses it. Schmidt, nice play to knock it down. Weiss with it. Brennan tries to clear that, but he clears it right into Tolley. But Tolley skating down the ice now. Tolley, what a move. I don't know if he did that on purpose or not. He lost the puck, but it went right through his defender. And they clear. Abendroth's going to be the first one to it. He backhands it back up the ice. Granite City intercepts as Highland was changing. Schmidt gets it up to Hoyt, who just came on the ice. Hoyt has Rinko and Fisher. Fisher takes a shot. Glove, not a glove save, stick save. Highland leading 3-0. Tolley controls, gets it to Hicks. Hicks back to Hoyt. Hoyt skating in, dancing through everybody's forehand, backhand, and great save by the goalie. Hoyt was really dangling there, and the puck was loose in the crease. It was not covered. They blew it dead. I think the net might have been loose. A quick whistle, but I guess if the net was loose. 3-0 Highland, 2:33 left, second period. 26-1 on the scoreboard, or the shots. I always say on the scoreboard because I don't fully trust the scoreboard, but in any case, the shots are very, very, very lopsided in Highland's favor. Ammon gets it to Oren. Oren centers it. Wow, nice give and go with Ammon, but Ammon got the puck, but was kind of handcuffed, couldn't do anything with it. Hicks gets it out. Oren chases. Oren steals the puck, skates in, centers to Hazelhorse. Hazelhorse looking for the hat trick. Shoots it off the goalie's pad. I just have a beanie on and I have a net between me and the ice, so I wouldn't have thrown my hat, but would certainly have celebrated the hat trick anyway. Tolley gets it up to Oren. Oren chasing in. Tips it around the defender. He's got Hazelhorse going to the net. Slides it across the crease. It's still loose. The Granite City goalie looked like he had his glove down on the ice, but must not have covered the puck. Ravik skating in. He's got ahead of steam. Oren barely gets off the ice in time. He would have been offsides. Ravik shoots one on, and another glove save by the Granite City goalie. Might interview my daughter Grace here at intermission. See what she thinks about this second period. Highland with 2 late goals in the first period. And another goal by Maddox Hazelhorse, his second of the game in the second period. Leads 3-0. Pretty dominant showing by the Bulldogs. They could be leading this game 6 or 7-0. The Granite goalie's been that good. Brian out there with Weiss. 59 seconds left in the period. I think slightly less, but there were 59 seconds left at one time. McGrew has it. He's going to try to get it up to Bogacki, but it's intercepted. Trevor Rippenbaugh, I believe is how you say the name. Out there for Granite. Got a shot. I guess it might have been on goal. They have now credited Granite City with 2 shots on goal. Patton Weiss skating in. Weiss throws it on. Ravik there for the rebound. Ravik got it on. 4 seconds left in the period. A shot deflects wide. Ravik advised by his mom to shoot it. He did. Did not go in. 3-0 Highland. Shots are 30-2. And there you have it. It's good. Not the best batch of mozzarella sticks they've ever served here at the RT Lumber Center. I don't like mozzarella sticks, so I can't really comment, but Grace is more of a connoisseur of mozzarella sticks and claims that they're normally better than they were tonight. They did cook them fresh. We had to take the buzzer, wait for that to go off. Not like they had sat around and got stale, so always appreciate that. I'll tell you, they serve a pretty good pretzel here. Not quite Granite City level, so I'm sure the Granite City fans might have been a little disappointed when they went to the concession stand. Not quite what they're used to, but still very good. Hoyt, Rinko, Abendroth, Wernley, Foley. Oh, that's Schmidt, not Foley. They dropped the puck to start the third period. Highland tried to clear, and Abendroth went to get it, but ran into the linesman. Or I suppose we don't really have linesmen, but ran into the referee, who was functioning as a linesman. Granite City plays it back to the point, lets a shot rip that might have been deflected by Rinko. It was kind of a knuckle puck. It did get through. Pass. Rinko tips it along the boards. Hoyt's going to get to it. Hoyt leaves it for Tolley. Tolley skating it out. I keep calling him Tolley, that's Schmidt. Our 2 largest defensemen have been confused for each other. Grace keeps kicking my camera. I guess she didn't like being interviewed in the second intermission. Played around too far for Rinko. Does get out of the zone. Granite dumps it back in off sides. They tag up. Abendroth and Wernley skate to it. Wernley gets it. Wernley might have passed that to Rinko, but Rinko was by the bench going for a line change. Highland completes their change. Cooper Hicks is back out there. Hicks gets to the puck. I was worried he wasn't going to. I think he saw the Granite City player not really busting it to get down there, and he kind of thought he had more time than he did. This is Tolley now. He has taken Schmidt's place on the ice. They figured if I was going to call him Tolley anyway, they might as well send Tolley out there. They turn it over at the blue line, and Tolley's going to be called for hooking. He's arguing the call, and Mark Ammon touches the puck. Tolley was kind of arguing that call, and Granite City had a 2-on-1. Needed to get the puck back before he could go to the box and complain. Mike McGrew sneezing over there. Might have let his feelings in the call slip. I do think it was a hook. Schmidt was kind of beat Tolley. This should be a penalty. Ravik taken down from behind into the boards. No call there. But the call on Tolley, I think, was a good call, honestly. Tolley didn't like it. The Highland fans didn't like it. But the Granite player was between Tolley and the net. And Tolley just completely reached around him and kind of had him in a bear hug and had a stick there, too. Shot, save, rebound, goal. Power play goal for Granite City. Evan Drennan made the first save there on, I believe that might have been a 2-on-1. But kind of fell to the ice making the save, and they chipped it back up in the air, and it kind of fluttered over Drennan. He jumped up quickly, but couldn't quite recover in time. So it's 3-1 Highland. Granite City gets on the board. Hoyt, Rinko, Oren out there. Power play goal for Granite. Again, I think that was a penalty on Tolley, but it was pretty dangerous play. Ravik got hit from behind into the boards. There was some space between him and the board, so he kind of fell face first towards the boards. There's no call on that. It might have been 4-on-4 instead of the power play, but we don't get to ref the game, so got to kill these penalties. Ravik, it's been a well officiated game. That was really honestly the first call I disagreed with. Non-call. Oren back with, I believe that's Bogaki. Ravik out there now. McGrew with the puck. Might have been McGrew. Back. I was wondering where our defensemen were. I think McGrew was back there. Ammon back on defense now. Granite breaks in 1-on-3. Hayes the Horse comes out of there with the puck. Hayes the Horse to Ravik. Fisher breaking down the ice 3-on-2. Shot from Hayes the Horse. It sounded like it hit plastic, so likely hit the goalie's mask. Maddox Hayes the Horse going for the hat trick. That was Highland's 31st shot on goal. Still 8 minutes left in the game. Schmidt has the puck off the face-off. Schmidt throws one on, rebound, and Hayes the Horse was there again, but the Granite goalie covers. Call that 32 shots for Highland now, 5 for the Warriors. 3-1 though. Highland not dominating on the scoreboard as much as you would think. Granite City goalie has pretty much stood on his head, and Granite was able to, has had basically no offense all game, but was able to score on a rebound on the power play. Warnley kind of breaks up the play as they enter the zone. Fisher, nice play at the blue line to get it out. He's skating in. He's going to lose the puck though. He had 2 Warriors on him. Good play by Fisher to get out of the zone and down the ice. Schmidt dancing around Warrior defenders. Schmidt throws one on, and the goalie covers again. That puck might have ended up in the net. It was definitely behind the goalie. The whistle had already blown. I'm not sure if it kind of slid behind the goalie as he was standing up or if it was behind him the whole time. all of a sudden there's a Warrior player there, like, keeping the puck out of the net, but well after the whistle. Granite City breaking in. Highland converges. Good pass, though, in traffic. Evan Drennan carrying on his defense, I think. At least he's waving his arms around for some reason. Bogaki plays it in. Hits a man. Goes back to Hicks. Hicks gets it to Weiss. Nice pass. Weiss kind of tips it to Rinko. Rinko centers it. Rinko is just leveled into the boards. And no call. You could hear Rinko hit the boards pretty loudly. Highland fans up and yelling on that one. I didn't really see the hit. It might have been a clean hit, but it was definitely a hard hit. And sometimes when these smaller players get leveled like that, they'll call a penalty. Rinko heads to the bench now. He seems like he's okay. Abendroth comes out, takes his place. Highland breaking out. Weiss has it. Weiss tries to dump it in deep, but it's a nice play by the Granite City defender. Drennan comes out and plays it. He's going to get it up to Coley. Coley takes a shot that deflects high. Abendroth battling in the corner. They clear it up off the referee. Hicks can't keep it in. Hoyt overskates it, but recovers quickly. Coley with it now. Up to Hicks. Hicks off the boards. Granite dumps it back down. I think that should be icing. Well, but it's on net. So Drennan has to play it, and actually turns it over. Coley gets it back. Hoyt has it now. Hoyt gets through a couple players and skates in 1-on-2. He's got Tanner Prine. He centers it. Shot on. Played to the corner. Abendroth there. Tries to center it to Hoyt. He does. Off Hoyt's skate to Prine. Prine tries to shoot. Doesn't get through. And that's going to be icing. Highland will change their forwards. Looks like we have McGrew and Arabic on B, and they're going to stay out there. I think they just got out there. 5 minutes left. Highland out shooting Granite 35-6. Hazelhorse is going to take the face off. He has Ammon to his right, wins it to Ammon. Ammon to McGrew. McGrew fans on it, but keeps possession. Hazelhorse can't get a shot off. Ammon tries to keep it in. Arabic does. Ammon plays it in deep. Puck shot around. Ammon, nice play along the boards. Arabic chips it back in, not deep enough. Granite clears. Arabic with it now. He's going to play it up. Jackson Oren gets a stick on it, but Granite controls. Hazelhorse came in. Granite City just dumps that in. Puck was kind of bouncing. The Granite City player just swung his stick at it and dumped it in deep. McGrew was the only Bulldog back. I think if he had settled that puck, McGrew wasn't that close to him either. He might have had a scoring chance. I mean, McGrew was in position. It would have been a one-on-one. But he would have had time to settle the puck and skate it in. Arabic skating in. Arabic cutting to the middle of the ice. Arabic running into traffic. Ends up behind the net. McGrew on the point. Ammon covering Arabic's point. McGrew and Ammon trying to keep it in. They get it out. Oren is back. Plays his man into the boards. No call there. There was a very clean hit, but the Granite player was about half the size of Jackson Oren, and I believe his head hit the board, so similar to the Cole Rinko hit earlier, maybe. Due to the size difference, maybe could have been a call, but certainly by the rule book, that was not a penalty. The hit by Oren. And Highland is going to get a power play here. I believe it's Patton Weiss was tripped. You could see that one a mile away. Weiss just had his legs ripped out from under him. The Granite City player banging on the door, telling him to open it. Hicks comes on for Wernley. Getting ready to drop the puck here. Got 3 minutes left in the game. Highland leads 3-1. Bogacki, Weiss, and Fisher with Hicks and Schmidt. Bogacki centers. He had Fisher on the corner post, but that pass went to the near post. Puck played up into the netting. Not sure how the Blues are doing. When I checked before the game, they were being outshot about as bad as Granite City is, but it was still tied. Puck comes to Cooper Hicks. Hicks gets it to Gavin Schmidt. Highland on the power play. A minute left in the power play. 2.5 minutes left in the game. Granite dumps this down. Highland is not going to change. Several of the players on the bench were stirring when that puck was dumped in. They were ready to jump over the boards, but nobody went to the boards. Weiss dumps it in deep. He gets it back. He's got Fisher in front. He's going to play it back to Hicks. Hicks centers it towards Fisher, but nobody goes to the puck. Fisher and Bogacki were both there, but they were both a little late reacting. Hicks skating in now. Hicks nearly got around 2 Granite defenders, but play's broken up. Weiss, Schmidt with it now. Bogacki is in front. They can get it to him. He comes to the boards to help now. Penalty is over. 1.5 minutes left in the game. Weiss is kind of laboring towards the bench. He goes off. Rinko with the puck. He gets it to Bogacki. Bogacki skating in. Shot. Loved by the Granite City goalie. We'll get it off the face-off. Now they credit that with a shot on goal, but that was clearly heading wide. This Granite City goalie has nonetheless been very sharp. Hoyt out there now with Abendroth, Rinko, Ravik, and McGrew. He wins it to Rinko, comes back to Ravik. Rinko battling along the boards. Hoyt lifts a stick, runs into Abendroth, but still has it. Centers. Might have hit Abendroth's skate. Coming out of the zone now. Hoyt, first one back. The speed of Tyson Hoyt. He's deep in the offensive zone. They lose the puck, and he's the first guy back. Abendroth and Hoyt get it out. Hoyt skating in. One-on-one. He tries to get it to Rinko. Rinko throws it on net from a bad angle. Another save by the Granite goalie. 22 seconds left in the game. They keep it in. Abendroth plays it deep. McGrew held it in, and Abendroth backhanded it to the corner. They clear. 10 seconds left in the game. Rinko and Hoyt head to the bench. 4 seconds left. Shot goes over Evan Drennan. Over and wide, and that is the end of the game. Highland wins this one 3-1. Patton Weiss with the goal. Maddox Hazelhorse with 2. Highland dominates the game, but player of the game might have been the Granite City goalie, keeping this game close. Although I guess you could say Maddox Hazelhorse is player of the game, scoring 2 goals. either way, Highland skates away with a win, and we will see you next weekend.